I have just left VHL and I'm joining Executive MBA in Calcutta. So right now I'm between jobs. And my expectation is basically how to apply the Power BI in the professional courses or professional presentation. That is my expectation from this session.
Okay, okay, that's cool, Pooja. So have you had previous experience working with Power BI, or it's the first time you
No, no,
want
it
to
is the
learn?
first time. First time I have to
Okay,
start from the scratch.
okay, okay, cool, cool. Thank you, sir. Yeah, Brahmaji, sir.
Hello, good evening. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Uh, I'm PMP certified and currently preparing for program management. I have been with NSW government here, a state government organization. Currently, I'm preparing for program management professional, but in the meantime, I want to learn more about reporting, governance, and all other things, just to refine my skills and enhance my skill set into this project and program management space. Yeah, so that is my expectation. I worked and I used Power BI for reporting in my current role for program and project management end of month reports. Yeah, but I want to learn end to end kind of processes and activities that I can set up the system or to generate reports and everything. Yeah,
Okay,
that's about me. Thank you.
okay, thank you, sir. So when you say you worked on it, you had some experience building reports and dashboards.
Correct. Yeah. So I used
Okay,
it. I linked Excel spreadsheets to Power
right, right.
BI, generated some reports as well, builds dashboards as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, I want to learn more technical things and more, data schema, related schema side of the things.
Right,
Not just Excel, any other data sources and how to play with the data and generate, and particularly preparing dashboard of our own format, how to play with that and preparing sort of
right,
customized format and dashboards.
right. That's nice, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, I am Sunnad, and I'm working with Proventures for the last 5+ years, and mostly on analytics side, reporting, dashboarding on different tools. And Power BI is one of the visualization tool I've been working on. Primarily, we do implementation on project management tools like Microsoft Project, P6, and other tools, and other ERP like SAP and other tools also I have worked on uh, extensively on the analytics side. So yeah, so that's about me, and I will be taking you through this Power BI workshop for the next 6 sessions. Uh, and for this workshop, this is how the agenda. This is what we'll be doing the next 6 sessions. So right now, the first session, we will look at the introduction to Power BI. So, what is Power BI and what are the different components the Power BI consists of? And we will install the Power BI desktop, have access to the Power BI cloud services. We'll see what is the architecture of the Power BI, and right from the scratch, we are going to cover end-to-end Power BI workflow, or the how we start from the scratch. By the end of the workshop, you'll be able to build your own dashboards and also publish them and maintain your dashboards in the Power BI services. That is the cloud version of the cloud services of Power BI. So, so we'll start with the basic Power BI architecture. Uh, and we'll have a walkthrough today. And also in this session, I am getting feedback. Somebody has to mute. Uh, Hello. Yeah, thank you. Now I can, yeah. So in this first session, we'll also get started with our report building. Like we'll get to import data from different data sources. So in today's session, we'll import data from a Excel sheet and also from a web data source, that is API or a web data source. And we'll see what are the different tools and techniques that Power BI gives us to import data from different data sources and transform that data. So mostly we'll cover importing data and doing some transformation, very basic transformation of the data. So that is what we'll be doing in the first session. And then the second session, we have data transformation, all the complex data transformations that Power BI enables us to do. We'll see. We will work on different data sets, not just one. For each topic, we will use a different data set, and for each topic, we'll have a exercise and a case study for that. Now, the third session will see data modeling. This is where we build a schema, we build a schematic model or a data model, and also we'll see how do we define our own calculations, custom logic and custom functions and calculations in Power BI. So once we are done with modeling, the fourth session we'll see the visualization part. So that is where we will start building the charts, dashboards, reports, different pages, and the different visualizations that are available. We will use the stock visualizations that are there in the Power BI, and also we'll see how do we import um, visualizations that are developed by different partners that are available in the market. So there is a marketplace in Power BI where we can download custom built and extensions. So that adds more power to our development users where you can, for example, Gantt chart is one chart. We don't have it by default in Power BI. So we can go to the marketplace and import it and install it on the Power BI report. So we will look at all the different charts that are available in Power BI. So these session 4 to 6 or 4 to 5, we will be building different dashboards and reports. Mostly we'll be working on project management data as well as sales data. We have a CRM data for our case studies. So we will use that data and build our dashboards. So once we are done with visualizations, uh, in the last session, we will be looking at Power BI services. So we'll see what is Power BI service and how do we maintain the dashboard. So this will be our uh, agenda for the next 6 sessions. So each session will be 2 hours, and I think the schedule we have scheduled it till Friday this week, and then on the Monday the next session will continue. So yeah, so here most of the case studies are aligned towards project management since most of our participants are from the project management background. We'll try to implement basic project management dashboards like what you see here. Um, this is a portfolio dashboard or a project dashboard where you see different metrics, KPIs that a typical project dashboard looks like. Now, this is an S curve and different elements of project dashboard. So here, if there is again, this is a Gantt chart. You will not find this in Power BI. But we need to install it from the marketplace. So we'll use these extensions also. Now, yeah, these are just few sample screenshots how our dashboards will look like. Not necessarily the exact copy of this, but just to get an idea. Now, if you have any custom or specific requirements that you want to learn, maybe we can discuss on it, and if possible, we can tailor this our exercises towards your specific requirements, so that you learn along the way and also will get a hands-on of what are the if you have any use cases, we'll be able to learn it on the workshop on the go. So we can discuss, and if there is such requirement, we can see. Yeah, so before we get into Power BI, let's dissect the Power BI. As you know, Power BI is a visualization, data analysis, reporting software by Microsoft. And it's been Microsoft has been investing a lot of money for the last 10 years, since or more than 10 years. I think it's in 2015 they launched it, and from then they are marketing it, and every month they launch an update. So they will release new features every month. That is how like aggressively they are developing this tool Power BI. And it's been widely used in across all the different domains in all different businesses. So before we get into that, let's just see the let's dissect this word Power BI. So what does BI stands for in Power BI? Anybody? It's just a very statistical
Business
terminology.
intelligence.
Business intelligence. That's right. So what is business intelligence?
Yeah, I think all the information, data and information related to business that can be consolidated and prepared into meaningful reports.
Right, right. That's a good definition there. So there we have a textbook definition, or what Wikipedia or any other statistical guy would tell. So the business intelligence, as you said, it helps us to take the business data and then derive uh, insights from the data. So this is what the definition we find that in Wikipedia or anything. So BI is a set of processes, architectures, technologies, tools, techniques that convert raw data into meaningful information that drives profitable business actions. And yeah, so it will have a direct impact on business decisions. We transform the raw data using different BI tools, architectures, or processes, and then we transform them into reports or visualizations from which we can derive insights, and that will help us to make good business decisions. That's what BI is, and exactly this is what Power BI will enable the organizations to do. So we fetch a raw data from different data sources. The data will be lying in different formats: PDFs, Excel sheet, PowerPoint presentations, folders, notepads. So Power BI has the ability to fetch the data from raw data from different data sources, and there is huge set of connectors that are available in Power BI that lets you to connect different data sources. And most of the times when we import the data will be in raw format, very unusable for reporting. So will Power BI gives us the functionality to transform the raw data into a clean formatted data that will be used to easily we can convert that data into charts and visualization. So that is what Power BI does. Now, before that, just these are different tools in market which are dominating the market at this moment. So in the space of BI, Power BI is one of the top, and it has its competitor, which is Tableau. Now it has been acquired by Salesforce, and Tableau also share a big market in BI domain when it comes to BI and visualization. And there is ClickView. Uh, so these are common, like most top three uh, visualization tools. And I also want to show you how does it look like. Now uh, this is an older. I think I'll try to pick up a newer uh, Gartner quadrant, and this is. But you can see here. The latest 2025 Gartner chart also, Power BI or the Microsoft is on the top of the chart. So it's basically the Gartner does the audit in the market. Who are the different players in the business intelligence domains? They do it for all, as you know. So this is for the business intelligence platforms. You see, Power BI is consistently on the top, not just on in 24, even in 25. I'll pick up the 25 chart also later. You can see in 23, 24, 25, it is consistently on the top, Microsoft. So on the x-axis, we have completeness of vision and the ability to execute. So they are on the leaders, among the leaders, and you see the Tableau, Salesforce, and we have Click, Google, and other players. So Power BI is a great tool. I've been working on this for the last more than 5 years, and it never disappoints when you want to build something, when you want to. It makes our job very easy. Uh, just plug and play. You are able to make a dashboard in minutes. So I hope you will find the journey, the workshop very interesting. So this is how good the Power BI is doing in this business intelligence domain. Now, just a pricing information of it. Is it free? It's not free. But what is free? The Power BI package is the Power BI desktop. So we have a Power BI desktop which can be downloaded from the Microsoft Store or from the browser, and we can install it. So we don't have to pay anything for it. It's absolutely free, and we can start importing data from different data sources and play with it. It doesn't need any licensing or any subscription of trial or anything. But if you want to use the Power BI Pro or the Power BI services, you need to have a license. So the basic license, the moment you want to use it in an organization and share your reports across the teams and other people in the organization, you need a license, which there are two different licenses. So one is the Power BI Pro, and the second one is the Power BI Premium. So these are the two different licenses, and the Pro is the basic license, which comes for $14 a month per user, and the Premium is $24 per month per user. Now, based on the requirements, organizations usually choose which license they need. So technically, based on the requirements. Again, I say, so there are features that are not available in Pro, which are available in Premium. So like if you want to import like few millions of rows, the data set will be in GBs. So based on the requirement, we select which licenses we need. But for our workshop and for general, we don't need to just to learn or to explore it. We don't need any Power BI Pro license. But in workshop, towards the last session where we will explore Power BI services, we need to log in into Power BI service. So Proventures, we will provide a Power BI Pro demo account, so you can log in and try to explore all the different features that are available. So we will do that in the last session. So now these are the different. This matrix shows us different features that are available in different subscriptions. So you see, mobile app access it is available in Power BI Pro and Power BI Premium. And there is something called Power BI Premium per capacity. Again, this is not a subscription, but it's a capacity where an organization will get into an agreement with Microsoft, and then they will give a dedicated Azure capacity for the organization. And again, it comes with different SKUs and everything. So generally, it's very powerful, and organizations use it, but most of the times we go with Power BI Pro and Premium. And again, this is mostly IT related part, so we don't have to worry about it. So you can see publish reports and share and collaborate. You can do it with Pro and Premium, but free you cannot do this. You have something called paginated reports and uh, consume content without per user license. You see, Power BI Pro we don't have this feature, for example. What does it mean? It means in your you don't have a Power BI Pro license, you cannot share it with anybody. But if you have a premium capacity, you can share it with a user who does not have a Power BI premium license. So it comes with more cost, and it's going to be costing the organization a lot more money than these. So there are it's a big matrix. You can find it uh, on the website. What are the different features that are available? And here you can see the model size limit. If you are using Pro, you can import a data model that is of 1 GB. So if your data is exceeding 1 GB, then the Pro license will not be sufficient. You should upgrade to premium. So if your data model is more than 1 GB and less than 100 GB, then you can use premium. And refresh rate is one of another important factor. So refresh rate with Pro, you can do 8 times per day. That means you can schedule 8 refreshes in a day, automatic refresh. You can schedule the time intervals or the timestamp where you want the report to automatically refresh. It will refresh. So if you are using Pro, you'll have 8 different slots you can do. And if you are using Premium, you can do it 48 times per day, auto schedule the refresh. That means every half an hour in 24 hours window you can do it. So these are few. This is few features that are available across different subscriptions, which are in Power BI. Now, coming to understanding the Power BI, it's very simple. Power BI has different components. It's one package, but if you open it, dissect it, you will be seeing 3 or 4 different main components inside it. So the first one is the Power Query. So if you are a very, you know, advanced Excel user, you would definitely have come across Power Query. Have you, in your experience, anyone?
No, I have not experienced.
Okay, okay. So Power Query,
Yeah, I use, but not
okay, okay,
like not as Power Query, but I use Excel extensively.
okay, okay. So in Excel,
With
right?
more advanced formula. Yeah, in Excel.
Okay, cool, cool. So yeah, with so we have Power Query is one component, and we have Power Pivot. Again, Power Pivot is also there in Excel. You
Yep.
can build a data model. You can connect one-to-one and relationships. So we have Power Pivot and Power View. Now, these are the 3 core components of Power BI. I'll tell you what these 3 are. So the Power Query, actually before Microsoft launched Power BI as a product, the Power Query was already existing in Excel. So it's a feature which was already there in Excel, which enables us to import data from different data sources, clean, transform it. And once we are done, we can use Power Pivot, all the different, the where you can model the data and create relationships between cells and different things. So the same theoretically or functionally, the backend engine is the Power Query, where we can fetch the data from different data sources, and then we model the data. We build the schema. We build the relationships between the model. That is where we use Power Pivot. Now, in Power BI, these 2 components along with Power View. So what is Power View? Power View is the visualization part, where once we get the data, we build visualizations, we build reports, we build different multiple screens, we build a dashboard, we build a chart. So all these things come under Power View. So I'll tell you the definitions or what the Power BI calls. So the Power Query, we call it as transformation engine or data transformation engine. So this is where all the data transformation happens in Power Query in Power BI. So Power Query is a module or a component where we fetch the raw data from different data sources and transform the data. So that is where we are fetching the raw data, making it clean, Whatever we want to do, we'll do it in Power Query. So this is called data transformation or data mashup engine. Okay, the mashup, just remember that word mashup because you'll understand why there is a language called mQuery in Power BI. So you'll understand why we can relate why it's called mashup. So this Power Query is called the transformation and mashup engine of Power BI. Okay, this is where we get the data, we do all the mashup of the data, we'll transform it, clean it, all the transformations we'll do it here. Once we are done, we go to the Power Pivot where we will model the data. So this is called the data modeling engine of Power BI. Now, once we are done with data modeling, we go to the Power View where we will build our reporting, our visualizations, our charts, everything that is visualization part. We are going to do it in Power View. So in Power View, there are sub components. There are normal charts. There is something called Q&A where you can ask questions in natural language and it will answer you. It's not Copilot or AI or any chat GPT. It's built in Power BI feature, which is based on natural language uh, NLT, the architecture where you can ask questions about the data and it is going to answer it. And it's not a newly added feature. It was there back in 2015 or 2016. So there is something called Power Map where you can visualize geospatial data and there are multiple visualization layers that are there. So on a higher level, these are the three main components: Power Query, which is transformation and mashup engine; Power Pivot, data modeling, where we model the data, and we will see from the scratch different data model, schemas, and how do we model the data, and also how do we define our own custom calculations and logics. So we will be using Power Pivot and then Power View is the visualization. Now comes these are the main three parts. There are other two different modules which we can merge them or combine them under one layer, which is Power BI services. So Power BI services are nothing but cloud services provided by Microsoft. So it has two different components. One is Power BI website, where you will log in into the Power BI website and you will access all your organization Power BI components there, and Power BI mobile apps across Android and iOS. So these two comes under Power BI services. To sum up, you consolidate, package everything under one umbrella and package it together is our Power BI as a product by Microsoft. So in the back end, these are the things that will be working when you are using the Power BI. Okay. Now let's see the architecture of Power BI. How do we, okay, before we see the architecture, let's see how the data flows or the practice or the workflow when you are working with the Power BI report. So it starts with getting the
Sunath,
data. Yes, yes.
can I stop you?
Yeah,
Sorry, I got a question. So, look about the licensing.
yeah.
You said there is a application suite which is available for free. What is that name? Pro is $14 and premium is 24.
Okay, okay.
What is the suite
Right.
name? The
This
first
one?
one. Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Power BI free.
Okay. Okay. It
You can
itself
get
free,
it. Yeah,
but how long does it? Is it
no,
free?
it does not have any time window. It's free forever. You can
Okay.
subscribe with your account. You can directly, but I'm not sure if mm, you need a work or a school account. If I'm not wrong, I'll have to check with that and I'll update you. Generally, when
Okay.
you can log into app.powerbi. Let me show you. Can do that. So if you yes. So if you log into app.powerbi, it will ask for a you can subscribe for the Power BI here. So I think it does not need a work or a school account. You can directly put in your account and you'll be able to log in. For learning, it's absolutely enough. You can do pretty much everything. The only part is you cannot share it with anybody. It stays with you. So
Okay.
it'll be enough.
All right. App.powerbi.com, right?
Yes.
And I have other question.
Yes.
So I have a Microsoft Office 365 account,
Okay.
which has like all these MS Office applications.
Right.
You have that option as well to like
Right.
E5.
E5. You see,
So that
generally
may be a bit different.
E5 includes Power BI Pro. If your
Mhm.
organization has assigned you an E5 license, that means you will have Power BI Pro.
Okay, I'll find out E5, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft Office, Microsoft
So
365
generally,
E5.
yeah, yeah. So, or one more way you can find out is if you log into your office.com, so generally this is the Office 365 login. You go to apps
Mhm.
and all apps. These are all
Yeah,
generally these are all the app applications you have access to,
yeah.
which is controlled by your admin, obviously. So if you will be having Power BI,
I
you
have
open
actually
it.
my personal Office
Office, right,
365
right, right.
account.
Oh, you have E5 personal account, then you'll have Pro also.
Okay, I don't think I got one. I think I have the usual one, but I'll find out. But if
Yeah.
I
So
have any
here,
questions, I'll come back to you.
yeah, yeah, sure. So if you click on this, it will show you what kind of license here. So I
Mhm.
have Pro license, but generally, if you do not have any Pro, then it will be free. By default, if you are in Office 365, it will be assigned a free license for you. So you don't have to subscribe. But if you want to have Pro, then you can uh, subscribe for 60-day trial Pro. It comes for 60 days.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Now we are talking about the data flow or the workflow when we are working with a Power BI reports or Power BI project. The first step is getting the data. So this is where we get the data from the data source. It could be anything. It could be any format, Excel, JSON, text file, databases, SQL Server, or anything. And this is where we will transform the data also, get the data, put it through the Power Query and transform it. Once we are done, we are going to model the data. So this is where we will build the schema or the data model. So once we are done with data modeling, and we will, in the same step, we will create our calculations. So our logic, different calculations, different custom logic, business logic that we need to put in. We'll do that. Once we are done, we will go into reporting where we visualize the data. And the final step is sharing. Once we are done with reporting, once we have built the dashboards and the reports, we will share it with other users in the organization and make them available publicly within your team. So this would be the typical flow when we are working with a project or when we are developing a Power BI report or a dashboard. Now we'll quickly map different steps or different stages with the components that we have seen in the previous. So get data will use which component?
Your data, I think Power Query,
Power Query. Model data,
Power Pivot,
Power Pivot, right? Reporting,
the
Power
Power
View.
View.
Power View, and sharing are the Power BI services. So
Yeah.
yeah, so these are the four different stages where we work or in the process of developing a report. Now, in a typical full technical role where you are implementing a big Power BI reporting infrastructure in an organization, this might have more uh, layers like you have a testing environment before actually sharing it. You'll have multiple production and test environments. So all that is possible in Power BI, but this is a very basic flow. Now, this image or architecture will gives you a good idea. This very nicely represents what are the different components are doing uh, on the Power BI services or the entire product. Now, on the left side, it starts from the data sources. Okay, it starts here. These are the data sources. It could be anything. It could be a SQL Server, a SharePoint site, Salesforce, Azure, or Excel sheet on your laptop. These are the different sources. The data will sit in here. From there, you will import that data into a Power BI desktop. Now, Power BI desktop is an application that will be installed on the PC, and we will use this desktop edition to build our reports. So uh, this is where we will build our reports. We will import the raw data into the Power BI desktop, and we will import the data, we will transform the data, we will model the data, we will build the reports and visualizations. And once we are done with it, we will save the file in the desktop and we will publish the report into the Power BI services. So this is one layer, and this is the Power BI services is the second layer, which is the cloud layer. So once we are done, we will publish the report into the Power BI service where all your reports are now available in the Power BI cloud. Now, from the web interface, from the laptop or the browser or mobile applications, the user will access the reports. Now, the end users can access from either the mobile application or the web browser in the PC. They can access the reports. And the reports, the components or the artifacts will go and sit in the Power BI services. So all the governance, sharing, permissions, everything will be done in Power BI services. So Power BI desktop, you will use it for developing the reports, building your data model, doing calculations and everything. This is the client application that you use and you'll publish here, and everything will be maintained in services. So here, before we get into gateway, there is another connection directly from the data source to Power BI services. So we'll also look at that. So what happens today, I will import the data, which let's say it's in SQL Server or any data source. I will import it into the Power BI. I will build a report. So I will save it. And now the time is around 4 p.m. So when I publish it, it's going to get published into the Power BI services in the cloud, and the user will access the data. Now, my data is updated. The data will be as on the latest pull that I made into the Power BI desktop. But in reality, the data sources will be updating every month or every minute, depending upon type of data source. The data will be updated in the data source. New records will come and set. The existing will be modified, so the statuses will change everything. So what we do is we publish it. We establish a direct connection from the data source to the Power BI service. So what happens? We can refresh the data source directly from the Power BI service. So what happens when you refresh the report? It's going to pull directly. Power BI service will establish a connection between your data source and the Power BI service, and it will directly pull data from the data sources. You don't have to again refresh the data in the desktop. So it establishes a secure connection in the cloud between the data source and your Power BI service. So you can refresh your data, and based on the refresh, whatever the latest data is there, you'll be able to see. So this is where scheduled refresh also comes in. I was in the previous slide you have seen 8 times per day and 48 times per day, which are basically different time slots you schedule the refresh. Let's say 8 p.m. I schedule it every day. So every day 8 p.m. my report will run a refresh and it will fetch the latest data that is available in the data source and pull it into the report. So that is how this refresh works. So we will actually give a secure connection, will establish a connection between the data source and the Power BI service. So that is how in the back end it works. Now, Power BI has ability to connect with on-premises servers. So these are all cloud services, let's say. Cloud services can be directly connected through the cloud. But what if your organization implements or your data source is an on-prem server running within your office network, which will not have, which is not exposed into the cloud? So what a Power BI has the ability to configure using Power BI gateways, you can establish a secure connection from the on-premises servers to the cloud. It's very secure and many organizations implement it. So we configure Power BI gateways on the server that will establish a secure connection between your on-prem servers to the cloud so that your your hosting of the data sources still are securely in the power in the on-prem servers, but still you can use the Power BI cloud features. But your organization should be willing to deploy the cloud connection. If that is okay, then the Power BI cloud has the ability to connect to the on-prem servers also. So that is the Power BI gateway part. Now, again, sir, this is the entire architecture of Power BI from the starting data sources till the users, which consume the reports from different devices. So now, in today's session, we will need a Power BI desktop installed on your machine. Do you both have a Power BI installed on your laptops?
No, I don't have.
Okay. Can we do that, Vijay sir? What about you?
Yes, yes, I have to do.
You have it?
No, I don't have it, but I have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same
Can you
thing
please
with
just
me.
join
I
me?
also don't have, but I can install it.
We'll do that now. Can you search for in your search menu in the Windows, search for Microsoft Store, and then search Microsoft Power BI within the store. If you're using the Office laptop, I'm afraid you will not be able to
Yeah,
use
it's
the store.
personal one.
Personal will work. Yeah.
So can you please just repeat once more?
Search for Microsoft Store in the Windows.
Okay.
Power BI desktop.
Power BI desktop. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Power BI desktop for free. Should we download that?
Yes. Yes. Is it done?
17% is downloaded.
Okay, okay. It might take some time. Uh,
Yeah, it is done from my side.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Usually it's one, I think it's around 1 GB or 1.5 GB. So yeah,
It's around 1 GB.
yeah, around 1 GB.
950 MB or something. It's short.
Mm. Right, right. And installation, it downloads it and then installs it. It takes some time, but
It's
I
all
think it,
done for
yeah,
me.
okay.
So should I sign in or just leave it?
Not necessary. You can close the window. You can use it without signing in. Vijay sir, what's the status on your side?
So it is around 35%. I think another
Okay.
1 minute.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Meanwhile, we'll just move through this slide. So I was talking about getting data from different data sources. Now, the Power BI has connectors that are available in Power BI where we can directly connect to different data sources. So we call them as connectors. So it's a huge list of connectors. I'll show you all the different connectors that are there. So you just everything is pre-built. You just have to click on the particular connector and given the credentials and different parameters that it requires, and it establishes a connection. So these are the different. I mean, this is categorized based on different file types. You have file that is Excel, CSV, XML, text. You have databases that Power BI supports, SQL Server, Access DB, SQL Server Analysis Services, Oracle. So these are different data sources, and you have Azure here, all the different Azure types, and other data sources that are available. Uh, so different kinds of data that we can import it into Power BI. Now, this is where we will use the get data or the data transformation part. Now, in the data modeling, we are going to implement the data model. So this is how it looks like, the data modeling part. These are this is a small representation of how our data model will look like. We'll have different tables that we import into the model, and we will establish connections and relationships between them. So we'll learn from scratch what is data modeling, what is different types of cardinalities, different types of schemas, different types of relationships, and snowflake schema, star schema, and we'll go through each one of them from scratch. And also once we are, this is what we'll be doing in data modeling part, and also writing our custom calculations. So Power BI has something called DAX, which is data analysis expression. So it's like how you write your logic in Excel. So the DAX will have its own functions. It's not exactly in Excel, but it's a different language. It has its own syntax, own functions, and we'll use that. We'll learn what are stacks and how do we create custom calculations. So that is what we'll be doing in modeling the data. Once we are done with modeling, and we will build our visualizations, reports. There is a huge list of different topics that we are going to cover, right from building reports, and we have filters, we have drill throughs, drill downs, we have page navigations, different legends and everything we'll see. And lastly, we will publish the data into different workspaces in the Power BI service, and then we will yeah, explore the Power BI services. Now we have our first
Yes,
exercise. What? Yes, yes,
it's
sir.
installed.
It's
Yeah, I'm
done.
telling it is installed. Should I sign?
Okay, okay. Just open it. If it's asking for sign in, you can click the close. Uh,
Or the top right corner one, the sign in option is there. That's why I'm asking.
you
It's not
yeah,
giving
you
any
don't have
prompt.
to. You for this exercise you don't have to leave it, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Now it's ready. Now let's do our first exercise. We'll have a quick tool navigation of the entire application. What are the different components, different windows? Where do we find different things? We'll go and see, and then do our first exercise. So the first exercise will. This is actually yeah. So what we'll do is we'll get data from an Excel sheet and we'll apply some transformations on the Excel sheet just to get our hands dirty. We'll do that. And then next exercise will be getting data from dynamic data sources. So we will fetch data from one website, so multiple websites, and try to do some transformations. And in that process, we'll figure out or we'll try to explore different transformation techniques so that we'll get familiar with Power Query. So that will be our agenda today. So let's open our Power BI desktop and let me share my screen. Give me a second. Share. Okay, can you confirm you're able to see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so
Yep.
when you
Yes.
open the Power BI desktop, this will be the home screen or the welcome screen you will be greeted with. Now,
No,
these are
just just I want to
yes.
point out one that recommended portion. I am getting only the first pop-up, getting started. Other things are
Okay,
not available.
right. I understand because you are opening it for the first time. You don't
Yeah.
have any files that are available in the desktop, so you'll not be able to see. But generally, you'll
Okay.
be able to see this one. So we'll click on the blank report, and it will open the Power BI application for us. Okay, so this is the Power BI main window. I will walk you through different parts of this application. Now, in the home window, you'll be able to see this white space where it says add data to your report. Now, this space is called the canvas. So, this is where you do the reporting or visualization. So, you will build all the visualization elements in this canvas. Okay, so this is called a report canvas. On the right side, there are panes here, three different panes. One, if you expand it, there is something called filter pane. So this is where you will add filters. So again, filters is another topic. We'll look into filters, what are different levels of filters, and what filters can do while we are doing the visualization part. But just to give you the glimpse, this is the filter pane where you can apply filters. And the main pane is the visualization pane. Now, visualization pane, here there are two sections again. One is called the this is the main section where you will be able to see these are all the charts that are available in Power BI. So this is all the charts, and here different parameters. We'll see what are these parameters when we are visualizing the data. Now, after this, there is something called data pane. If you expand, right now we see an empty pane because we don't have any data imported into the Power BI. So this is where all the data, all the tables that we import into the Power BI will go and sit. So we can access those columns, data, tables, and everything from this pane. So these are the three main important panes that are available on the home screen of Power BI. And this is the canvas, reporting canvas. On the bottom, you can see page one. So you can add multiple pages to your report. So, and you can rename that pages, you can delete pages. So each page will be a different page in your final report. So you can navigate between multiple pages uh, through different types. There are different navigation uh, events that we can create and navigate between them. So these are pages. And left side, you have a desktop layout and mobile layout. These are the two different views. So Power BI by default, it supports two layouts. One is a desktop or normal layout, and the second one is a mobile layout. Like any other website which is built to work in multiple devices. So the same way Power BI also dynamically supports. So when we build a report, by default, we are going to be in this desktop layout. We will build our report. So if you want to make our report interactive in mobile also, then we can switch to mobile view, and then you can adjust the sizes and everything. So you can create a layout for mobile so that you control how the layout in the mobile is being rendered. So you can do that also. It supports both desktop and mobile. So that is where you can switch between different views. Now this is the main home screen. On the top, like in any other Office application, you have different uh, options here. So we have home where there are, we'll see what are these different things, and insert like in a Excel sheet or a PowerPoint presentation, you have these insert where you can insert different elements. So you can go and insert different elements into the screen. For example, you can insert an image into the report. You can insert shapes into the report, and you have modeling. We'll see what are these different things while we are in the modeling module. You have view, so there are default themes that are available in Power BI. So you can select any one of the themes and it automatically applies to the entire report. So these are the themes. Now we have optimize. So again, optimization is a technical aspect where, let's say you have millions of rows in your report. So you are building a report which is fed from 3, 4, 5 millions of records. That's your data source. Uh, so much of data is there, and you're uh, building a report, and that report will be very slow if you do not optimize the report. So there are different tools that are available which enables us to measure what visualization is taking how much time in milliseconds, and so that we can identify the bottleneck, which one is affecting the performance of the report, and we can take necessary steps. So different optimization tools are available. So these are the different ribbons that are available in the Power BI. And at the left side, you have different icons. So the first one is the report view, that is where we are here. And the second one is called the table view. So the table view will give us a tabular view of the data. Right now, we don't have any data here. So on the data pane, you can see you haven't loaded any data yet. So if we after we load it, we'll be able to see the data in the tabular view. So all the table, all the columns will be able to see so that you know which table has which data. It's just a tabular representation of the data we imported into the Power BI. Now comes the next icon is the model view. So this is again a layout view where you'll be able to see the tables and connections between the tables. So this is where we'll be building our data model. So, and the next icon is the DAX query mode or the DAX query view, where, so again, I told you DAX is a data analysis expression by Microsoft. It's a language like SQL. It's a different language where you can write queries to fetch the data, to query the data. So you don't have to learn every single query and every single function here because there are literally hundreds of functions or thousands of functions, just like in Excel. So if we get an idea, how do we, the basic syntax and everything, we'll be able to explore and figure out a way to write our logic. But this is where you can write your custom queries just for testing purposes. So there is something called TMDL view where it will give us the definition of the query. So each query or each table is in the backend. It's a uh, in the backend it executes a query. So we can, I'll show you once we insert the data, we'll be able to see the definition of the each table. So it's called tabular model definitive language TMDL. This also we don't have to learn it. It's an advanced feature. Uh, but for development purpose, we don't have to know these things. So most of the time we'll be working with report view, table view, and model view. So these are the things which are very important. Now this is the main window of the Power BI desktop. So these are the stock visualizations that are available, and there is another uh, section which is called the format section on this visualization pane. Now, if I go here, you'll be able to see all the different formatting options. So when we are working with different charts, any formatting of the charts will be done in this section, and we'll see that when we import the data. So for now, this is what we have in Power BI Desktop. So what we'll do as a first exercise, mm, I will share you a Google Drive link where you will be having. Give me a second. I'll put that in the chart.
Sunak, can you please allow me? I'm logging through my desktop.
Okay, I'm putting that in the chat. Can you download this file? Do I chart? It's called median age dot xlsx. After the session, I will share you the zip file which contains all the files. But right now, I'm putting that in the chat. Just download the file.
Yes, which file we have to download. That first one, Excel one, or after that, I'm getting also some other files. The
Okay.
first spreadsheet. The
You
first
download 2.1 median age.
that spreadsheet. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ramaji, you're able to download?
Yeah, I already downloaded, and the other one is box office small demo. That's a web page.
Yeah.
So we don't need to download a thing.
We don't need to download. We'll do it in the next exercise. For now, just to explore the getting data part, let's just do a very simple, very basic exercise of importing data, getting data. That's the idea for this exercise. So we have an Excel sheet. So what we'll do is here we have get data. These are different icons. So there is a set of connectors that are available here directly on the screen. So you have Excel workbook, one lake catalog, SQL Server, enter data, Dataverse, the recent data sources. So these are the connectors that I was talking about. You get into get data, click this, and you get a list of all the different connectors that are pre-built in Power BI. If I go to Power More, you can see all the connectors that Power BI defaultly supports. Okay, these are all the connectors that Microsoft has given us. So you can connect to Databricks, Zoho, Zendesk, and you can see all big ERP, CRM, everything. Uh, you have, yeah, these are all the list of connectors that are available. You have Azure Cosmos, SharePoint, Web, LinkedIn. You can connect to your LinkedIn Navigator for marketing. You have Salesforce connectors that are available, Google Analytics if you want to analyze your website. You have Dynamics 365, and the list goes on. It's a huge list. You have SAP also, SAP HANA, ERP, IBM. So these are all the different connectors that are available, and this is just a catalog, different categorized into different types. These are all the databases, Microsoft Fabric, platform, Power Platform, Azure, online services, different categories. Uh, so these are all certified connectors. Now what we do, ours is the Excel workbook. That will be the first one, Excel workbook, and click on connect. If you click on connect, it gives us a pop-up to navigate to the place where we have our Excel workbook. So let me,
That's correct.
so median age 2.1 is the file. And if I click open,
Which,
a navigator window pops up. So this we call it as a navigator window. For any data source, when we connect it, this navigator window will pop up. Now, what is this navigator window? Is it's
yes.
going to
So no, the explanation. Yeah. Can you please repeat one? I got disconnected.
uh, the second device. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you just please repeat this one? Actually, I got disconnected from my second
Okay.
device.
Okay. Okay, right. So go to Excel workbook or get data and Excel workbook and open the
Get,
file that you downloaded.
get data, Excel notebook. Yeah. Open.
Okay.
Yeah, open.
Okay. So this
Hmm.
is the navigator window where you will be seeing the preview of all the data that is available to you from the data source that you connected. Right now, our Excel workbook has a sheet called countries. So
And
if you
this is
open this, if I open the sheet, so there is a sheet called countries. So this is what I am able to see here. So, and if I click on it, it's going to show me a preview of the data. It's not going to show you the entire data set, but a preview of a few columns and few rows so that we know if there are multiple things, multiple sheets, we will be seeing multiple rows. Sorry, the multiple sheet here. So you can click on it and see the preview. And under
okay.
this, there is, yes, sir, you're saying something?
Yeah, I'm telling that preview. For getting that preview, I have to click on. Yeah, got it. Got it.
Okay. So the second section, suggested tables.
Yeah.
Now the Power BI is very smart. So what it is doing is it's going to it automatically try to create or identify a table within this, and it created a table for us instead of sheet. It's saying, okay, this there is a table within the sheet. That is the data that we have, and it gave us table one from countries. It just created it for us so that we can directly import this table instead of sheet. A sheet might have unnecessary columns and rows, but table it tried to detect and created a table for us from the existing sheet and gave us. Now you need to always check whether how did it do, is it the right data, right format and everything. So this is all automatically generated table for us. But for this exercise, what we'll do is we'll import the sheet. So if you click on countries, you'll be able to see the entire sheet that is there in the Excel. Now what I'll do, I'll check the countries because I want to import this. I will check it, and then at the bottom you have two different options or three different options rather. One is load, one is transform. So what we'll do is I'll click on transform data. Check the countries, transform data.
What is the difference?
Yes, I'll tell you what is the difference. So if you observe, when I click on transform data, a new window has been opened to you. We are no more in
Yes.
the power. Okay, we are no more in the Power BI home, but we are in on the top. You can see untitled Power Query Editor. So this is a different window. If you see, if you minimize it or make it a smaller one, it's a different window. In the back end, the Power BI main screen is running. So we have So the moment I clicked on it, Power BI took me to the Power Query window because I want to transform it. So what happens if I click on load, it will not open the Power Query editor, but will directly load the table into the Power BI main window. So, but let's see, because we need to transform the data, we have clicked into transform data, which opened the query in the Power Query editor. So the Power Query, the module, we are calling it as Power Query editor in the Microsoft Power BI application. So we're in the Power Query editor, and at the left side, you see queries. So right now we have imported one table called countries. So we as we import more tables, we'll be able to see all the different tables on the left side here. On the left side section of the pane, we'll be able to see all the different queries that we are able to import. Once you click on it, you'll be see the tabular representation of the table. So this is all the columns, all the rows that we have imported into the Power Query. Now the same layout works here. So there is something called on the top. You see all the different options here. We will explore what are the different options that are there, and we'll try to implement hands-on. There are a lot of options. So this is on the home screen. You have different sections. One is new query. You can create a new query and fetch data. You have data source settings, different parameters related to the data source. You can create parameters. You can export query results. You can refresh the data set. You have managing columns, reduce rows, sort, different transformations. If you go to transform ribbon here on the top, different transformation tools are there here. We have table transformations, column transformations, text column transformations, number transformations, date and time conversions. You can run a R script and add column section. You'll be able to add custom calculated columns here. So it's a huge uh, set of uh, you know tools that are available so that we can transform the data using these different tools. So this is about the top ribbon and different buttons that are available on the top panel. On the right side, you see query settings. This is again a different pane. These are related to the particular query that we selected. So countries, this is the name. All properties, if I click, it just shows a small window which displays the property of the particular query. And applied steps. What are the different steps? We'll see in detail what are these different steps. Okay. So what we will do in this exercise, we have imported successfully our Excel sheet into the Power Query editor to understand what happens in the backend, to understand how this works. Let's just do some transformations. So you tell me, go through the entire table here from the left to the right and from the top to the bottom and tell me, is this okay? Firstly, before that, I'll give you the brief of this data set. So this data set contains median age for each country from 1950 to 2050. Okay, there is actual median age numbers and the forecast for the next numbers. So this is the data set. So median age uh, is basically the median for a country where it divides the population into exactly half of the population is below this median age and half is uh, greater than the median age. So that's what it is. This is statistical data. Now look at the data and see if what we imported is good, or are we seeing uh, anything that we need to remove or change.
We should
Have a look
change
at
the row one should be header. It isn't
it.
the value. It shouldn't be one of the value.
That's amazing. So you are saying the row one should be the header. Right
Yeah.
now we have column one and two and three, but the median age should be the header and these years should be the header. That's one observation. Do you have any other?
Here uh, we can sequence it in the increasing or decreasing in some manner. Here it is little bit haphazard.
Increasing order. Okay, that we can do. That's more uh, you know, that's our preference. We can sort it. Sorting is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, sorting is one. Okay, we can do that. But are there any other things
Yeah.
that?
First column is text um, field
Okay,
type, and all others are, I think,
right. That's yeah,
numerals.
numerals.
Uh,
Uh, okay, so if you scroll to
but
the last column, there is
that
a null column. So we don't
yeah,
need that column.
yeah, it
So
should be removed.
it makes no sense to import an empty column. So that's another observation. And another thing that you're missing is if you go to the bottom. So right now there are 200 rows or 218 rows. So you can see there are two empty rows here and the last two rows. That also we
Yes,
don't
got
use
it.
it. It creates,
Yeah.
wrong. If you are counting the number of rows, it's going to give 218. But in fact, we have only 216, what do you say, countries. So
215.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
or 115, right? You're right, 115 countries. So these are things. Firstly, we need to look at it. So, uh, are the day? Do we need to remove anything? So we always fetch only the required data. I'm not saying we'll have to delete it at any cost. We'll have to remove things which are not we don't use. I'm not saying that, but the best practice is always remove something that we don't use it. Because this makes absolutely no sense. But if you are working with millions of rows, let's say you have million rows in your data set, and there is an empty column, it's going to eat up space when you load it because you're and it's going to affect the performance. So always choose what columns you need and import those columns only. So that's one of the optimization techniques that the Microsoft prefers to implement. So we don't need this last column called 23. What we'll do is delete this column. So you can right click on it and remove.
But you can remove.
Okay, once you removed it, your last column is gone. And let's make our first row as header. So how do we make our first row as header? So on the top, if you're in the home ribbon, you have an option called, you can see it on the screen, use first row as headers. So if I click on that, it will convert my first row as my column headers. Now you can see median age as my column header and the year name as my column header.
Mhm.
Okay. Now this is good. And if you scroll down, I want to remove these two rows, the last two rows, which I don't need it. So how do I remove these two rows?
Remove
Same in the
blank
home.
rows in
So
the yeah.
you have remove rows also. If you click on it, there are different uh, options available. You can remove blank rows. You can remove the bottom two rows if you want. Depending upon the scenario situation, we can use it. So I'll click on remove blank rows, and it removed the last two rows. I can scroll down and see last two rows are gone. Okay, now everything is gone, and now the data looks nice. So I want to show you what is happening in the backend. So on the front end, we are applying different transformation steps using buttons here, which are there in the interface. But Power Query or the Power BI, the backend runs on a language called mQuery. So the in mQuery, the M stands for mashup query or the mashup. So the entire Power Query editor is being run by mQuery in the backend. Just like SQL query, it's a programming language or a query language which actually gets executed on the server and it fetches data. It's one technology. Like the Power BI Power Query editor is built on mQuery. So in the backend, it executes the code, and we can also write our own mQuery. Like how we write our Python script. Just like that, it is also a language, a programming language or a query language. we can write it. But the good thing is you don't have to write, you don't have to learn because we have all these, uh, what do you say, the interface that is available. We can directly apply all the transformations from the interface available. But if there are many situations or scenarios, very advanced technical scenarios where the developers will use uh, the M query, they manually write our functions and everything, but it's not necessary. So I'll show you what is happening in the backend. Firstly, to access what is happening in the backend, this is the query. In the backend, there is something called in the interface advanced query editor or advanced editor. If you click on it, you'll see a code here. So this is what is happening in the backend. So this is M language or M query, mashup query. So what is happening? Firstly, in the query, it executed some function. It's excel.workbook. It's a function, and inside that there are certain parameters and everything. It automatically wrote itself. We are interacting the application from the front end. In the back end, this is being generated and executed. So this is our final query, M query for the entire query that we built or for the entire output. So this is what is happening in the back end. So in the front end, we don't have to worry about it because we do it everything through the UI. We don't have to learn uh, again how do you write it. So it has its own syntax, own functions and everything. So just to show you what is happening in the backend, I just wanted to show you. So that's mQuery being executed in the backend. On the right side, you have something called applied steps. So in the applied steps, you see there are multiple steps or a sequence of steps that have been executed. So every transformation that you did on the query or on the table have been registered here. So you see, this is the sequence from the top. You have the source and then navigation, change type, and you removed columns. So you did not do the first three steps because in the backend, when we imported it, Power BI has done it automatically for us, and it gave us on this change types step. So what we did is we removed a column, and then we promoted headers, that is making first as header, and then we changed the type. We did not do this also; it automatically did it. Once we promoted the headers, it realized okay, this is all decimal numbers, so it changed the type of the uh, column. And then the next last step we applied was removed blank rows. So we use the remove blank rows. So everything is recorded. So how is it recorded? Because in the backend it's all code. You can see here everything is a step. So first source, this is a one variable it executed, and then it executed another step. It executed another step. Removed columns, promoted headers, changed type, removed blank rows, and finally it is outputting the removed blank rows. So that is what is happening here. Now we can go back in time and see what how it looked like. So I'll say if I click on source, this is the source. The function when it imported, this is the first step, and then navigation. What I did was I selected this particular table and then exported it. So this is what we have, and then it changed type, and then it removed rows. If I go to the same type, I'll be able to see the null row or the null column that I have because I was there at this step. So after this, there will be no null column, and I have promoted, and you can see, go back in time and see what is being updated or what is being changed. So this is an amazing feature which Power BI uses. You can actually delete this. If I want to delete this, I can delete this and it goes away. Okay. Yeah. And you can rename them. You can right click on it, and because this is system generated based on the function that we use, it tries to create the step name. So you can actually rename it for meaning whether they, which is more meaningful. Generally, I have worked with so many steps. It's a big list of maybe 30, 40 steps. That is how complex the transformation can become when you're working with real-time complex data. So we'll see, we'll try to apply different transformations in the next exercise. But this is how applied steps works. Now, as we have everything here, this is good. This looks all good. And now I want to show you the data types in Power BI. So in Power BI, there are two parts again, two components. One is the Power Query editor that we are in, and another thing is Power BI, the main Power BI window. Now, the data types here might look little different, but you will understand easily. But let's first look at different data types or the data structures or structure of data that mQuery defines and supports. So to do that, what I'll do, I'll just show you a list of all the different data types. Now, if I click on, if you see on any column header, there is a small box which shows different notations here. I can see ABC, I can see 1.2. So that will represent what kind of a data this column is, what kind of a data type. So if I click on it, you will see these are all the supported data types. So 1.2, if it is showing 1.2, that means it is a decimal number. So dollar means it's fixed decimal number. So basically in Power BI, fixed decimal number is a currency. So it adds a currency notation or a representation to the number that is available. So we have a whole set of different data types that Power BI supports. One is whole number is without decimals. We have percentages that is 0 to 1. That's one data type. We have date and time. We have only date. We have only time. We have time, date, time, and time zone. We have duration. We have text. This is text, this column. We have true, false. That is a Boolean uh, data type. And we have binary, that is 1 and 0. Yeah, so these are the supported data types in Power Query or mQuery.
But how to check
So
that one? You
yeah,
have to
so
click
how do
on
you
what?
change? You click on here and you can, let's say, there are multiple ways. Again, another note is one transformation can be done through multiple ways, just like in Excel or any other Microsoft Office. You can right click on it, change type and do it. Otherwise, you can click here and do it, or you can go to transformations. You have change type somewhere here. So you can do multiple ways you can do the transformation. So you can click on it. Let's say if you want to remove the decimals, you can change it into whole number. That's it. But let's say it will throw
But
an
for
error if
the
there is, yeah.
just 1 second, I'm clicking on that column, and after that,
I clicked on whole number.
no, that is not appearing. That's why I'm telling. While I'm clicking on that, it's
No,
not
you have to
appearing.
click on that the small
Okay,
box
that
on the left
1.2.
side.
I have to click on 1.2. Okay,
Right,
okay.
right.
Got it, got it,
Okay.
got it. Yeah, please
Yeah.
continue.
So that is, or you can click on right click on the column, change type also you can do. So if you right click on any column, there are different transformations again that are available. So the entire Power Query editor is filled with different options to transform the data. Okay. Yeah. So let's say if you want to round this to the nearest decimal, we can do that. We can right click on it. We can go to transform. Since this is a number, it automatically shows us all the number transformations here. You want to round up, round down, or round to particular. So it is asking how many decimal places. So you can make it as an absolute value. You can factorial the number. You can base 10 log power square. So if it is a text, what do you want to do? Text transformations. So you have replace values, and all these are all different types of transformations that are available. And the same can be found on the transform. If you go here, these are all statistical. If you want to divide it or sum it or minimize, all this are available here on the transformation window. So one transformation we'll try to do on this uh, data set is See, we have median age 1950, 1955, year as a column or a row header. So, but if you want to create a visualization, this is not the right representation or right format of data.
Sunan,
Do you agree? Yes.
Sunan, just one thing. Yeah, I clicked on that transform, then round, and it is converted into whole digit. Okay. Now, if I want
Yeah.
to come back to decimal again, then what I have to do again?
Either right click on it and convert it, or on the last step, you remove the last step. Delete
No,
it. Click on that.
no, I am just telling that I have rounded it up. That first column, that 18.597. I just click on that row and transform it into a round. Now, if I want to come back to the decimal, then what I have to do?
That's what I'm saying. So you follow my screen. I'll show you. So you
Yeah,
did it
transform.
round, right? Let's say round down. It made it into a whole number, and this also changed automatically. So one way is either you go and transform it again and or change type to decimal is one way. Uh, it is not changing into decimal because it's 00. So what I can do is I can delete this transformation, the last step that I have applied here, round it down. If I delete it, it's going to restore back.
Okay.
Understood? Got it?
Yes, yes, yes. Got it. Got it. Got it.
All right, all right. So uh, we'll okay, our data is now good. We have done our changes. So what we'll do is we'll go and close and apply here. We'll load it into our Power BI. Just click on close and apply. Now the Power Query editor will automatically get closed.
Close and apply. Where from?
From the file on the top, you have close and apply button. Click on it. It will load the
It,
data into the Power BI desktop, the main window.
it, it is from which tab? Get data.
No, no, it's not in the step. It's in the left side top. There is close and apply. Here,
Close and
close and apply.
apply. Actually, it is in the Power Query sheet. No.
Okay. Just click on close and apply. That will load all the data with the changes and it will load it into the Power BI.
Okay. Close and apply. It is showing. After close and apply, I have to go to which Excel
No, no, no,
workbook or
no.
something.
It automatically closes the
Okay,
Power
okay,
Query
okay, okay.
editor.
Yeah, it is loading data.
Yeah, it loads. Just wait for it to load. You will be landed in the Power BI main desktop application. And on the right side, in the data pane, you'll be able to see this table called countries.
Countries, yes.
Okay, and these are all the columns that we have imported in this particular table.
It is
So,
still showing me that select or drag field, but right now countries, yeah. I
okay,
have, I have I have not got the countries. Rather, I am getting some summation 1950, summation 1955. It is similar to, okay, you are also getting the same.
did you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so these are all the columns that we have imported.
Mhm.
These are all the column names. So on the left side, if you go to table view, you will be able to see the data that we imported.
Table tools. So what will be the tab here? File, home, edit. Here I am getting the
Sorry,
tab file, home, insert. I am not getting the table tools. It is from which tab?
left side you have an icon.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Table view.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so you'll be able to see the table view,
Yes, yes,
tabular
yes.
representation of the data.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
if you go to the model view, the third icon, you'll see
Mhm.
one table because we imported this one table. We have seen this one table to build the data model. And I will also show you the DAX here. DAX query. This is to write the query. Let's say quick queries. uh, show top 100 rows, just to show you how it works. So what happens when I use that inbuilt function? It generated a query for me. It's like an SQL query. It created a query, and it is representing the data that is coming out of it. Top 100 rows. Let's say top and 50. It is showing me 50 rows. So it shows me 50 rows. So this is where you can write your own DAX queries to query the data, just for calculation purposes. And
But
PMDL is something that I wanted to show you. Here, again, we don't have to learn this. Neither do I know how do I write this. We don't have to write anything. It's just backend, what it does and works. So I just dragged this table here, and it is showing a definition of the table. So basically, this is what the M query for that particular table, and then this is the definition of the schema or the table name. So countries is the table name, and median age is a string data type, and yeah, you see all those different uh, definition of the particular table. So we don't have to worry about this. So we'll only worry about the first three different icons. Okay,
Sorry,
now
can
what I'll yes.
sorry, Sumant, can you explain that once again? How did you drag that country's
Yes, that's right. So what I did was
model there?
I just dragged this countries table in the tables.
Model, okay.
So this is basically definition, the backend configuration, like JSON, how it defines the schema. That's what you can see. For example, column 195 is a name of the column, and
Hmm.
the data type in the backend is double.
Yeah,
So
you
this
can
is again
change
a
it
back.
here.
Yeah, you can change it, but I wouldn't recommend changing it here.
Yeah,
Rather, you change it
yeah,
somewhere else. So
yeah. That's more graphical, and the user interface is more
right, right.
yeah, easier than this developer mode.
That's right. Yeah. So this they give it for more flexibility for advanced, you know, technical developments. You wanna do complex calculations, you do. But otherwise, at general level, it's not needed. So yeah, that's what it does. Now what we'll do, we have seen it. Let's save this file. So once we imported the data, the entire data will be saved in the model. So we are calling this as model. So what does our model have? Now our model will have one table and one report or one page with nothing. So everything we'll save it as one file called Power BI file. So the extension is PBIX. That's the extension of the file. So will save it. I'll just click file and save it. I'll give it as median age exercise, and I'll save it. Now we can close and access the same file
can you
as
please
long
repeat
as
this
we have.
part again?
Go to file,
Yeah,
save or save as,
there was.
and give in the name and the location, and save it as median age exercise. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that will be, I'll close this file and I'll show you. That will create a file called median age. This is what I created. Now we can share this file if you want and reopen it. You'll be able to access the entire. So you can see the file size is 82 KB because we have only 200 MB or 200 rows. So if you are working with huge data set, you'll be having a lot of data in the model. Based on the data we have, the size will differ. So what I'm saying here is whatever data you imported into the file or into the model will be stored in this file. So it is not like it it every time it fetches from the data source. So what you are doing is you are pulling the data from the data source, copying it and dumping it into your data model or Power BI file. So no matter
I have a question
even
here. So
yes.
we initially imported that from the Excel. So it is not the we I think we didn't make any connection to that file, but we imported it. So it is
Right.
sitting as a static data in
Correct.
the
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Power BI
Right.
model.
As long as you do not refresh it or you try to pull in the latest data, your report will work because it essentially what it does is it copies it, imports the entire data and dumps it into a model and then saves it into the file. So even if I delete the my Excel sheet, this report will work.
Excel, correct.
But the moment if I want to
But
refresh it, the report will crash because it tries to establish a connection with my data source. And it says, no, I cannot find it. So it gives you an error. So it cannot refresh. So that is how it works. And we'll see how there is a. So what we are doing is this is called import mode.
hmm,
So there are two types of modes in Power BI. One is an import mode, and the second one is a direct query. So direct query works only for limited data sources. For example,
yeah,
it
it's a
works with a
link.
SQL
We are
server.
actually
Yeah,
linking to the external
correct, correct.
source of
So
the
we
data,
are
not just
actually
importing.
every refresh or every click of a button, we are pulling the latest data and showing it. So it doesn't
Hmm,
store any data on the file, but it
yeah.
always connects directly to the data source so that you will always fetch the latest data. This direct query mode, we will do it in the last session because uh, in the service part, that is where we are going to configure. So otherwise, we'll be working with most of the times import mode and we will refresh the date. We will refresh the data periodically. That's what it is. So
Yeah.
that is what, yeah. So we will, I will show you what is uh, planned in the next exercise. Will not, if we start it, we'll not be able to complete it. So I'll just give you a glimpse of the next exercise. So today we just opened the Power BI and try to explore different things that are available in Power BI. So in the next exercise tomorrow when we connect, we will import data from a website. Now that's going to be a dynamically changing data source. So we will do an exercise where we will import data from different movie rating websites. That's the exercise. So Box Office Mojo is again a website acquired by IMDb. Now they rate the movies based on different parameters and reviews given by the viewers. So what we'll do is we will get data from this website, the top 600 movies. We'll try to fetch it from this website. And there is another website called IMDb. Again, this is a movie reviewing website where we'll fetch top 250 movies from this website and do some transformations on this. And we'll try to compare what are the matching uh, out of these top 600 rated by Box Office Mojo. What are my how many of them are there in the top 50 in IMDb? So we'll try to do some mashup in Power Query. So we'll try to cover text transformations there. How do you clean it, trim it? How do you merge queries, append queries? So different transformations that are available, and we'll be familiar by the end of the session. How do you, take multiple queries and put it and combine them and join them, and all those transformations will be. So that will be the agenda. That will be the next exercise. So with this, I think we can close the session. And if you have any questions, you can take it now at today's session.
Yeah.
I have
After,
a
yeah,
question.
please
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. After you, Vijay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Just my queries was that once I save a file in the Power BI format, can I rename the file?
Yes, you can rename it.
You can do it. No, it is just like the other files. Just right, you can rename. That is possible.
Right, right. That's right.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Sir, please continue.
So, Sunath, are you going to cover some multiple tables as well? So, for now, it is a single table in the model.
Right, right.
Are we going
We
to cover multiple tables and relations, one to many and many to one, that sort of thing as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, we'll cover. Yeah, it's a big model. I think it has around 8 tables or 9 tables. When we take the
Mhm.
data modeling, we'll do that. We'll do the
But
relationships, everything.
do you have some model that you use for project management,
Uh,
planner?
so the thing is, mm, we used to have a project online real-time data model,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a huge list of tables.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so what happened? It becomes either if I cut down on the tables and keep 4 or 5 tables, it becomes too simple. So we in the workshop, I usually use a sales data set which has more than 1 million rows in the main transaction table, and there are 7, 8 dimension tables to it. So different product category, stores, different employees. So we use that as a data model to build the data model, the schema.
Yeah, so functionality wise, and that does. I think will concept wise and functionality wise, we can understand from that.
Okay,
But
okay.
if
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
more interested in learning on the, you know, ultimately my objective or my goal is to I should be able to generate or build dashboards for projects.
Right,
Mostly
right.
they use Microsoft Project and that EPM system. So
Hmm.
if we can connect Power BI to that EPM database and fetch the records
Right.
to generate the reports, yeah,
Right, right. We
I think
can.
that will give
Hmm.
more
Right.
direct kind of exposure and details to me.
Right, right. I can, because I think the main dashboarding will be on project reporting. So we can use project online data. The one
Yeah,
thing I can, I mean, I will do is I will simplify the data model because otherwise,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it'll, if I query projects table, it'll have more than 100 columns. So what I'll do is I will simplify the entire data set, trim the columns and just keep whatever it is and make it easy, and then
yeah.
export that in Excel. Maybe we can use that. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Uh,
particularly like making that connection, live connection, not as important to the
okay, okay.
EPM database, and
I'm
getting those things,
right, right,
setting up the overall system and
right,
build
right.
some sort of dashboard, and
Hmm.
then
See,
yeah, like
I am
we may not be going to that detail, but
right.
just at a high level, making that
Understood.
connection and build some very basic report sort of thing.
Right. What I can do is I can uh, use project online data, not EPM, because I don't have an EPM environment available with me. I can we can do a direct project online connection. That's
Yeah, yeah, sure. That approach should be same, right?
yeah.
So
I'll show
whether it is
you, but
EPM or
that's
project online.
right. That's. But I mean, to be honest, connecting to EPM or P6 is not that easy because
Mhm.
Power BI doesn't
Okay.
natively support, and the backend schema is too complex. So generally, the EPM guys, I worked on projects in EPM. There is a challenge where we cannot get so much of data directly from the EPM servers because most of the calculations are being done on the application on the client side. You
Mm.
want to fetch task level data. So EPM is not storing it in the backend. Rather, it stores at a summary level and breaks it down based on different parameters. So that's a little challenge, but we'll cover the project on and I'll show you how do we connect it. Not a
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay then.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks,
Yeah,
Vijay.
thank you. Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ivani.
Yeah, let's connect tomorrow.
Yeah,
See you
tomorrow same
tomorrow.
time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.